Sérgio Conceição is pushing to become the next AC Milan manager. He is looking for the next step in his career and believes it will be the Rossoneri. Let's take a look at how he may set up AC Milan next season. Sérgio Conceição is a proven tactician through his successful stints at Porto. I do believe that at AC Milan he may prefer to use the 4-2-3-1 as well as the 4-4-2. This season at Porto, Conceição has preferred a singular striker up front, preferring to go with a 4-2-3-1 shape. This allows for a fluid front four, attacking the very central areas of the field, looking to create fluidity in the front line. Now moving on to the tactics and the tactical vision, which will be set to kick and rush. This embodies a blend of defensive pragmatism as well as ruthless attacking transition. Over the past 8 years, this approach has been instrumental in the success of Conceição, characterized by direct play into the forwards, exploiting the defensive vulnerabilities through intricate passes, as well as advanced runs. Now taking a look at the defensive strategy and of course the defensive style, which will be set to pressure on heavy touch, this essentially will help this AC Milan side disrupt the opponent's offensive rhythm, whilst also maintaining structurally sound on the defensive end. The team's defensive width will be set to 15, creating a narrow, compact structure in the central areas, forcing the opponents out wide and minimalizing the threats from the central parts of the field. The team's depth is set to 70, and this signifies a proactive defensive approach, pushing higher up the pitch to apply pressure to the opposition. With ample recovery pace in the back line, the risk of exposing the defense is mitigated, allowing for assertive defensive play. Now taking a look at the offense and the build-up play, which will be set to long ball, this will help AC Milan bypass the opponent's central press as well as initiate swift attacking play. This approach not only aims to eliminate the central pressure, but it also aims to get the forwards in behind and exploit the defensive line of the opposition. The chance creation will focus around direct passing, looking to use the athleticism and the speed of the forward line, of course, your two wide midfielders and your striker, to try and break in behind and penetrate the opposition's defensive line. The team's offensive width will be set to 35, creating a nice compact structure in the central areas, looking to try and maximize the attacking outlet in the central areas of the field. This will help create a nice fluid front four attack, as well as create an interchangeability between those four players. The players in the box will be set to 5, allowing for sufficient players to be in and around the attacking area for the crosses and the cutbacks. It will also mean that there will be effective build-up play on the edge of the box before transitioning into the goal-scoring opportunities. And then, of course, for the corners and the free kicks, it will be set to 4. Now taking a look at the individual play instructions, starting off at the back with the goalkeeper, Mike Mignon, who will be instructed to come for crosses and, of course, be a sweeper keeper. You want him being very aggressive and proactive, reading the game, reading the aerial threats, and looking to try and minimize the threats, whilst also being able to be a sweeper keeper, minimizing the threats in behind your backline, whilst also being very key in the build-up play and creating a solid offensive platform to build off of. As for your two centre-backs in Tomori as well as Kalulu, they will both be tasked with having the base set of instructions, but having the ability to take the ball from the goalkeeper and drive higher up the field, creating overloads in the central zones, whilst also having the ability to ping those balls in behind to the forwards who will be looking to run onto them. A few solid options to consider for the centre-back role could be Inacio as well as Hincapié. Now taking a look at your two fullbacks, who will both be tasked with the role of overlap, they will look to try and provide a lot of width down the left and the right channel, making sure that they are firing crosses and cutbacks for the forwards inside the box. There is a slight tweak and variation between the two roles though, as Calabria will have a bit more of a defensive approach to his game, so he will be set to a balanced attacking outlet, allowing him to sometimes break forward if the opportunity is there, but other times he can also choose to stay further back. And this introduces the pragmatic approach that Conceição is well known for, making sure that defensively the back line is very, very solid. As you'll see here for the role of Theo Hernandez, a bit more of an attacking outlet down the left-hand side, so he'll be a consistent threat looking to join the attack as much as possible. So taking a look at the double pivot, who have a very important role in trying to shield the defense, break up the play in the central zones, implementing that aggressive counter-pressing system, as well as being able to rotate the ball higher up the field. So for their instructions going forward, they'll be set to tight marks, stay back while attacking, aggressive interceptions, as well as having a lot of discipline in those central zones, making sure that they are consistently sticking to their position. And then, of course, on the defensive end, you want them in the central areas, protecting the two centre-backs. As you'll see here for Musa, he has got the same role and instructions as well. A few players to consider for the defensive midfielder position could be Varela, Florentino, Ricci, Barrio Martins, Garcia, and Moncayola. Now moving on to the attacking midfielder, who will be granted the freedom to drift into the half spaces and facilitate offensive movements. whilst also maintaining defensive responsibilities and of course still pressing the opposition when out of possession of the ball. His instructions going forward will be come back on defense, getting into the box. You want to still use his aerial threat and ability in those attacking areas. The positioning freedom will be set to free roam, and then of course aggressive interceptions. A few players to consider for the number 10 role could be Almeida, Robertone, as well as Sunset. Now out wide to the left midfielder, Rafael Leao, he'll be set to a basic defensive support, sometimes allowing him to drop a bit deeper and help support the likes of Theo Hernandez. Other times he can also choose to hang up the field and be a solid offensive outlet on the counter. His transgression will be set to free roam, allowing him to drift all over the place, getting on the ball, facilitating creative offensive movements higher up the field, as well as the support runs will be set to balance, allowing him to have a nice dynamic attacking approach, sometimes using his speed to break in behind the opposition's backline. Other times he can also use his physicality to link up the play with the midfielders, as well as, of course, Theo Hernandez just behind him. The interceptions will be set to normal, as well as the support on crosses will be set to balanced. For the role of Christian Pulisic, it will be more of a natural winger role down the right-hand flank, looking to try and facilitate and create opportunities down the right-hand channel, along with the likes of Calabria. So his role and instructions going forward will be set to consistently come back on defense and help lock down the right-hand side. The transgression will be set to a balanced width, allowing him to drift in and out of those central zones, and again, somewhat add to that creative fluidity and interchangeability that we spoke about. The support runs will consistently be a threat, running in behind, exploiting and penetrating the backline of the opposition, as well as the interceptions will be set to normal, paired up with the fact that the support runs will be set to balanced. Now, taking a look at the striker, who will be equipped to play as a false nine and of course drift wide, you want your striker being a very good linking chain higher up the field, also looking to drop into the midfield at times and linking up with the various different midfielders as well as the wingers. What this essentially does is it will allow him to vacate that central role, opening up space for the other attackers to try and exploit in those central areas. His other instructions will be set to aggressive interceptions, helping him press the opposition backline and of course the goalkeeper very aggressively, along with Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the central areas, as well as having a basic defensive support. So just like with Rafael Leao, he can choose to sometimes drop a bit deeper or other times hang further up the field and be an effective counter-attacking option. The striker aims to create overloads while also exploiting the vulnerabilities of the opposition's back line. And there you go, people. That is how I would implement Sérgio Conceição's 4-2-3-1 narrow shape and structure into the current AC Milan side for FC24. Of course, as always, if you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Now let's take a look at the gameplay and go from there. Okay, people, so for the gameplay going forward, we are up against Fiorentina, a very good, solid, attacking Italian side who also have a very good, pragmatic defensive approach. So they will be a tough team to play up against. And obviously in this, segment of the video, we discuss the various different game plans. If you have a tactical setup where it involves a good, solid pressing structure, we talk about that when you should implement it and vice versa. But we don't really have that right here, right now. We're only using the 4-2-3-1. And more or less what you can expect from the team going forwards and backwards and all that good stuff. And early doors, we did pop off a shot with Okafor, who got off a pretty decent shot, and it fell to Leao in the box, who was offside. But yes, obviously, we're wanting to press in the central zones with the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Okafor. The wingers do tend to press every now and then, but a lot of the pressing comes from that essential front two at times. So yeah, good ball there. As you'll see, Pulisic has come very narrow, allowing for a very good overload to occur. Bang, bang, bang. Great ball. Pops off a shot from just outside the box. And that is also what you want and expect from your double pivots, allowing them to effectively stay on the edge of the box, collect the second chance balls, rotate them, or potentially pop off shots themselves. Just some solid ball to play from Mike Mignon into the wider left channel there. Theo Hernandez, good ball, good combination play. They've always had really good combination play. Solid into Benacer, Benacer into Pulisic. Pulisic takes a touch, takes it past the man. The goalkeeper gets a touch on it, but it still goes into the back of the net. Good rotation in the central area from one of your defensive midfielders, rotating it into a possible better, more offensive opportune moment. And the winger does a great job, gets into the box and puts it in the back of the net. Fantastic scenes going forwards, backwards, sideways, left and right. So yes, 80 minutes gone by. We have shown some very good dominating play. And I will also say this, Conceição, yes, he's a very pragmatic manager, but against the lesser sides, he will demand that his team have a lot more of the ball, be very good and proactive when in possession of the ball. So it's not just possession for aimless possession's sake. It's very calculated how they're looking to set up, and a good bit of offensive movement from the striker, dropping a bit deeper, getting on the ball. Good ball from Leao. Switch of play into Loftus-Cheek, back in there. No. Oh, almost lost the ball. Almost lost the ball. Just rotated a bit more here. As you can see, the Calabria, in the offensive moments, he chooses to get forward every now and then, cutting a baseline and then trying to slide it across for Okafor, but was a bit too slow with the final outlets. Okay, so almost half an hour into the game, and we've shown complete and utter domination of this one. And I like it so far. I do like it. Theo Hernandez doing a lot to try and disrupt the opposition. And that is another thing. If they do get a shot opportunity, you'll see that because the defense is so narrow and compact, they will more times than not just try and disrupt the opposition's offensive outlets. Whether it's creating a bad shot opportunity for them or just preventing them from getting a better shot, they will always try and, throw a body in the way of the opposition, or just try and prevent them from finding an extra pass to a more opportune type player in the box. So it's a good ball out wide here. They're going to look to try and cross it, but look who's there. Theo Hernandez using his recovery pace in the backline very effectively. Just a big ball out wide here into Calabria. Plays it back into the midfield. Musa rotates it nicely, and we are moving the ball very nicely now. Good ball. Good ball. That's a brilliant ball. And look, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's in the box. Back post area. Oh my goodness me, that was looking tasty. That was looking delicious. And we've got a very good, solid, structured press here. They have come away with it though. And also, let's not forget this, that Fiorentina's centre-backs are very good, solid, ball-playing centre-backs. Great disruptants. He did well. Tomori did well to get in the way of the striker. You do feel like if he wasn't there, he may have put the ball in the back of the net. Also, a great save from Mike Mignon. A brilliant save just before the break as well. I kind of would have been gutted if we go and tied up at 1-1. Although, good, probably should have laid it off there. Good defensive header from Rafael Leao. Good ball. Ruthless transition attacking football. That's what we need right now. And we haven't really been able to establish that either. Good ball win there. Little chip to Pulisic. And that will be half-time. And I am impressed with the first half as things stand. Maybe a few more extra attacking outlet could have been executed better. I did mess up a few things there or here and there. But Pulisic on the score sheet, 1 shot, 1 goal. Maybe we can get Rafael Leao and, of course, Okafor involved in the second half. Okay, so taking a look at the stats at the break, we've got a lot of possession here, set to 70% compared to their 30%. Now, essentially, like I said, Sérgio Conceição, he's not overly worried about possession all the time. Against the bigger sides, he will definitely look to concede possession and make sure that his structure and his team's press and all that good stuff is very much intact, making it very hard for the opposition to try and break them down, and then they'll look to try and hit them on the counter with those long balls and those quick transitions that we have been speaking about. But for this game, Fiorentina are allowing us to dictate the pace of play a bit more, which we can do. We're looking to try and stretch them, pull players out of position, make sure that our attackers are in the right spaces at the right time to try and exploit the vulnerabilities in Fiorentina's backline. We've had triple the passes compared to Fiorentina. Obviously, we've had 4 shots to their 1, and their 1 shot, which I think was a really good shot. It's only been given a 0.2 expected goals rating, which I think, again, it could be a lot more. And I think Tomori does put off Nico Gonzalez in the last moment there. We've put in more tackles in them, so we have been very proactive and reactive on the defensive end, like I've said, as well as more tackles won. The interceptions 4-1 in their favor. That's not too bad. And of course, our goalkeeper has made a fantastic save. So just taking a look at some of the possession at the break, of course, from the first half, a lot of our possession has been maintained on the edge of their area, looking to rotate and facilitate and maybe just try and create and work better shot opportunities, which essentially led to the Christian Pulisic goal. Their possession, however, they have had 1 or 2 stints of good, solid possession. It has been in the central areas, but it has been, broken up and disrupted very effectively by the double pivot, as well as the other helping midfielders and wingers and all that good stuff. And then, of course, onto the passing, which a lot of the passes have been exchanged between, of course, our double pivot and the 2 fullbacks. looking to rotate play sufficiently into those wider areas and create shot opportunities from the crosses and the cutbacks. I would expect to see a lot more passes between the striker and then, of course, your two wider midfielders. But more so, I'm quite happy with how things have more or less shaped out. And I will also say we will be looking to improve with a few more long balls from the defenders as well as the goalkeeper into the forward line in the second half. Okay, kicking things off here, we will start off with a team press off the bat. The boys are nice and fresh. A very good, solid structure when, the goalkeeper restarts are intact. And we've won it back quite nicely and effectively right then and there. Okafor not really showing for the ball there. And we've lost it. Lovely, lovely stuff. Almost breaking up the play. Almost. Benetzer almost doing a great job. But you know who's there? Calabria and Theo Hernandez combining nicely on the defensive end. I see a good switch of play. Oh, we've almost lost it. Just composure. Composure, boys. Pulisic, he's drifted out wide, nicely into the wider right channel. Calabria's made a run further forward. We're trying to find him. It wasn't meant to be. Calabria's won it back, though. Good counter press in session. Hernandez flying down the left-hand channel. And I did see the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek making a more central run, but he somehow managed to just not continue the run. Good play, good play. Good balled up. Pulisic. Oh, almost around the corner there. Calabria in the box. Trying to win the ball back nicely. Well done. What the hell? Why did my player just leave the ball? Anyways, it's worked out in the end. We've prevented their swift counter-attack. And we've somehow fouled them as well. Okay, well, not too bad, not too shabby. Benetzer looking to combine nicely. Oh, that ball was looking very tasty because essentially that would have been a nice wide run and then opening up the central zone for Leao to run into himself. Anyways, yeah, back out to Theo Hernandez. I'm looking for the intricate passing here. Pulisic just not really showing for the ball much. And, of course, with the high line, you can sometimes be exploited. But like I mentioned in the tactics part, we do have some very solid recovery pace in the Milan backline. That you can somewhat get away with, the high pressurized defensive line. Good ball out wide here into Rafael Leao, who gets there perfectly, combining nicely. Okafor, well, Okafor still got it. He's driving at the opposition, pops off a shot himself. And I was looking to try and slip in Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but it wasn't meant to be. He ended up getting the ball back, which was fine. We've got a solid corner attempt here, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek cannot get there yet again. Tomori wins the ball back. I don't know what I was thinking there. That pass was just never on. A nice, solid counter-pressing system. Pressing the backline, forcing the goalkeeper into going long, playing into the hands of what we're wanting here. Bang, bang, bang. Bob's your uncle. But a very solid defensive presence. Good ball. Just not good enough to beat the man. If the goalkeeper stayed on his line there, it would have been a very easy tap in at the back post. But as you'll see here, we are essentially forcing the opposition out wide or into the long ball approach. And our DMs, as well as our centre-backs, are very much dealing with the offensive presence that Fiorentina have. I don't know why, I don't know how, but that man is very far offside. Adli on for Musa. No, it's okay for now. I mean, we're 83 minutes in and we've only scored one goal. That is just, that's not acceptable. Good ball, solid ball. Back into Pulisic. Pulisic cuts in on the left and puts it just over the bar. We have been creating opportunities. Jovic on for Okafor. No, Okafor is quite tired though, so that is something to also consider with the aggressive, interceptions and all that sets to be on, making consistent runs all over the place. Your striker definitely will get more tired. They're trying to stretch us now. Great tackle from Calabria. Maybe one last offensive opportunity. And they fouled us on the break. I was looking for the ball over the top to Rafael Leao. They fouled us to prevent that from happening. But it's okay, it's all right. Good pass in there. Rafael Leao. He's found a great pass. We've tried to put it into the back post area, but it was not meant to be. And they've come away with the ball. But we still come out with a 1-0 victory. A very solid offensive outlet. A very good defensive structure. Very hard for the Fiorentina forward line to try and break us down, which was exactly what we were trying to replicate and create. We dominate possession in the end of it. Again, it's a very good set of tactics and instructions. Don't forget, we will be bringing out the 4-4-2 system at a later date sometime this upcoming week. So if you guys don't mind smashing the like button on this one and then also checking out that other one, that would be fantastic, great, and all that good stuff. But anyways, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a goddamn great day, and I'm out of here.